Hello, statistics student. This video is the last video for the statistic project. I am summarizing or finalizing the report after I do the numerical summary and graphical summary, and then I did statistical analysis in the last video. In the last page of my report where I would do a analysis and conclusion. So let me go get all this data that I have and do a summarization or in the beginning of the project, in the beginning page case. So I have the page below. Should I do a split screen so I don't have to like scroll back and forth? Split here so I can scroll down. Okay, so I would just look at the data summary that I have or the statistical analysis results. So I would say result from the sample shows that, so this is the beginning of the report as a kind of like a summary. Result from the sample shows that the results show it was how many percentage? Here, 44.4% choose drama, right? So in any statistical analysis publication, they usually shows the point estimate, which is p hat and p1 hat, p2 hat, while 60.3% of younger students choose drama. Statistical analysis shows that the difference is what? Is it significant or not significant? So these are the result of the sample, but although there is a 20% difference, statistical analysis shows that the difference is not significant. We did a confidence interval show that this is no statistical difference. The video choice proportion between the two, the video choice, the video choice of drama proportion between the two population has no significant difference. There is no significant has no statistical differences. There's no significant difference between them. Okay, so the reason why there's like it could be as low as the actual difference, the real difference. Yeah, I don't think I need to do that. Just do the summary. And then what about the hours of watching? Result from the sample show that older students watch less video per week. Is it? Older students watch for an average less video per week for an average of 9.6, 9.0, 9.1 hours per week, while younger student, maybe I should do per week here. While younger student watch an average of, so this is the summary, 8.2 hours per week. Hence, the claim the younger student watch more per week per week is not supported by the sample. There is not sufficient evidence to support the claim. Result from the sample, okay, and then the C part is for correlation. The result from the sample show that there is no linear correlation between the number of hours video watched per week and number of units students is taking. The correlation is almost it's not sufficient to support it. Okay, so that is the summary that we have. Okay, we would now we would go back to the conclusion. Okay, I'm going to remove the split and then just go all the way to the conclusion. Did I screw up with the page screen? I think it's fine. Okay, so let's go back to the conclusion or the analysis part. In the analysis part, I want you to discuss what you have encountered, what difficulties you have, what can you do better next time, etc. But there's two basic things that you should also discuss, which is is your sample random sample, and also do you satisfy sample size requirement in terms of 30 for central limit theorem and at least 5 for normal distribution of proportions, and also are there any bias and other difficulties, and what can you do better next time. So the first is about random sample. So for myself, I did not collect data that contain random students from both colleges. I only collected through the student that's taking my class. This is really a convenient sample. So it is not representative of all college students in the two colleges that I am teaching. Most of the students that I'm teaching, you should also talk about they are transfer students, because people that are taking statistic classes are, usually not because of interest or job requirement, but because of transfer requirement. And both my all the classes that I'm teaching are in the morning, so maybe the students are either working in the afternoon or they prefer morning classes. So they have some characteristic that is not common among all the students. Also, I did not collect data from students taking classes in the evening or non-transfer students, so they are not representative of the all college students. If I am allowed to do survey in person and be able to do an in-person survey on campus, I can, you know, collect data in the morning, in the afternoon, in different times, on a different location of the campus that might let me come in contact with non-transfer students. So provide your input here. Okay, what you can do to have a better or more random sample. Second part is sample size requirement, and I talk about the two requirements. First is if I am to do proportion, the requirement is the number of success and failures to be at least 5, which I meet because I have an x1 equal to 8, um, x2 equal to 38. My x1, x2, n1, n2 are both good. So we can assume that the sample proportion difference is normally distributed, so this requirement is satisfied. But for the number of hours watching, which is quantitative data on processing the mean, both populations are not normally distributed, and one of the sample size, which in the older students sample size is less than 30. I only have n equal to 18. So requirement for the two sample t-test is not satisfied. So again, the result would not be strictly mathematically correct, because I don't have central limit central limit requirement is not satisfied. The third is other bias. What about other things that might make this data collection not very good? Is people may have overestimate or underestimate the video watching time. I do have outliers that affect X1 bar and also S1. No, X2 bar and S2 actually. Another thing would be people may have different interpretation of my question when I ask how much hour you're watching. Maybe they are interpreting it as watching their favorite video instead of watching all videos. So interpretation of the question may cause incorrect data. Yeah, because I didn't measure how long they watch videos. This is really self-reported data. So talk about as much bias as you can in this particular area. And then the last discussion is about the difficulty in collecting data. I find out that after I collect 60 plus sample data, I thought that, oh, I'm done. But I find that most of my data are from students younger than 25. So it turns out that the data that I collect, most of the students are actually younger. And I only have like around 10 to 15, I've forgotten how many, data of students that are older than 25. So I actually have to make an effort to ask other friends to do my survey so I can get a little bit more data in the older students. So they might not be students. I ask them to forward to other people that they know, but that's something that I did not foresee. So if I am to do, if I'm to use age to separate students, so maybe 25 is not a very good idea. I would end up having a loop-sided sample. And so the data that I collect from the older students, they are less data, and also they are not representative of older students. So these are what I would put at the end of the report to talk about my difficulties and also my sampling method, etc. And then lastly, I would have a link to the Google form and also do a screenshot of my Google data. So what I'll do is I'll go back to here, go to my uh, video preferences. So I will do a screenshot for the older sample. If possible, I would just zoom out a little bit and do a screenshot so you can see. Then I go back to my project report. No, not this one. Where's my project report? Over here. And I will put it under, oh, those are for the older student. I think I'll put it here first. So do a screenshot of the sample. So this is for the older. And then this is for the younger. For the younger one, I don't know if I can. I have 60 something data. That's a lot of data. So maybe I'll just do a screenshot of some, but not all. So snipping tool. Yeah, just some of it. If you want to make it nice, you can screenshot all of them. But I'm just gonna do a few. Okay. Oop, make this a little smaller. Yep. So at least provide the data so that people know that you are not making up data, right? So this is a sample for the older students, and that would complete the report. And you can save it. And if you want to, you can do a PDF, save it as a PDF file, and upload to the project report assignment. And then you can actually cut and paste the screenshot, do some graphic on presentation or like on PowerPoint to make it as a presentation. So everything should be obtained or copied out from the report.